We've had a driving rainstorm make its way through the plains, and it definitely is going to be a factor here this afternoon at Empower Field at Mile High in Denver. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Los Angeles Chargers and the Denver Broncos. And off we go from Denver. Looking into the raindrops, and he muffs it. First carry for Austin Eckler, who's a Colorado native. He'll wind up getting a yard on the game's first play at second down.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Play action this time for Justin Herbert. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Well, you know, this club, there were some reports earlier in the week, and most have heard this by now, so-called unnamed sources that were saying all is not rosy in that locker room. There's whispers that one or two guys, CD, have kind of had enough of how things are going and have been going. How would you handle that as a coach?
Well, you and I both know all the coaches that we've dealt with and come in contact with. They'd love to get their hands on those unnamed sources, wouldn't they? But they know that that's not possible, so I think they've got to go in there and make sure that this isn't a distraction. They also know that once the grumbling starts, it becomes a slippery slope, and it's hard to stop the fall. But I think you need to sit some guys down and say, hey, look, we're still hoping to be a playoff team this year. We need you guys to be bought in with what we're doing. Come on, let's get on board.
And a good pickup there. He gets about 6 up to midfield.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Six yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. From the 50, here's Herbert. Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted. Picked off by Kyle Fuller. And the return comes to a halt right at the 44-yard line. Well, it's no secret he's had trouble this year with interceptions, and this is a bad start for him. First drive, throwing another pick.
No matter who's broadcasting his game, that's how the conversation begins. Throwing too many interceptions. Can he take care of the football? If I were his backup, I'd be edging towards the coaches and saying, hey, how about giving me an opportunity?
A gain of 3, 2nd down. Well, this defense very strong in that victory from a week ago.
It was a little bit enlightening talking with the defense coordinator about their performance last week, because the feeling was that it was a good, solid performance. They did what they needed to do to get the job done and get the win, but definitely a few lapses that they're looking to correct.
And he'll fight his way forward to about the 48-yard line. They had 3 yards on first down, just 1 yard there. From the gun on 3rd down, Locke. And to the 49-yard line, but no further, and obviously he is well short of the first. Good defense holds him to only a yard, and it'll be 4th down. On 4th down, Sam Martin is on to punt for the Broncos. And they punted 3 times in the loss line, and he can't field it cleanly. It's loose.
You rarely call your punter a weapon, but he certainly was there. How about that? Pinning him down at the 1-yard line and helping out the defense in a big way. I'm telling you what, if I'm a defensive coordinator, I might be thinking safety right now.
The Charger drive about to get going. Now the Broncos are going to take a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Now, they were intercepted the first time they had the football, but now they get it back, and it's still 0-0.
And because of that, you know what the thought process is? Interception. What interception? It didn't really happen because they gave up no points. So go back on the attack. Go back and run the offense you believe will be successful. Find your playmakers and give them the football.
Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down. Herbert now. And he rifles one incomplete.
Nowadays, quarterbacks don't mind throwing into coverage because of the confidence they have in their receivers to come down with the ball. But sometimes you have to be careful you don't get too confident and throw an interception.
They'd like to avoid punting from their own end zone so they could use something here on third down. Here's Herbert. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
That looks like it's going to be 2 empty possessions now to start this football game. I think they're going to have to sit down and talk about what worked for them last week in their win. Sometimes you over-game plan, overthink things. Get back to what works.
And he'll just punch it out of there, and it's not a great kick. So holding there on the return, and that'll back him up to start the next drive.
Yeah, that's a pretty easy call right there, partner. I think when the officials look in their manual and see the expression, jersey getting pulled, that's a flag coming out every time.
Good starting position for the Broncos here as they come up 1st and 10, right at the 50-yard line. On play action, Locke. Now Locke, he lost the football. It's out. And picked up by the Chargers. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line.
This defense, Charles, very opportunistic here early. A second fumble recovery in this first quarter of play.
Yeah, you mentioned the right word, opportunistic and aggressive, because once they got the first fumble recovery, they were eager to get a second one, and sometimes they just come in bunches. On the flip side, they've got to figure out how to hold the ball because the play calls seem to be okay. They're just not executing.
23 yards on the pickup there and a first.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
A first red zone opportunity here for the Chargers. It's 1st and 10 at the 14. Justin Herbert looking to pass. Buying time to his left. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up 2nd down.
Well, I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
On 2nd down, Eckler. And here he'll get it down to the 7.
41 yards rushing for him now to this point.
All right, Brand, I know we're in the early going here, but those kind of runs, they're going to open up a world of opportunities for this offense going forward.
A nickel set defensively for the Broncos here on 3rd down. They'll try to pick up the first with Eckler. And he takes it in for a Charger touchdown.
Austin Eckler
hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Chargers have taken a first quarter lead. And his kick is no good. An inauspicious start here kicking-wise as this one stays a 6-0 game. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. The lane opens here. He's past the 30. And they're going to wind up with pretty good starting field position as they get it up past the 35. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go-around.
A big no-no. Put that in capital letters. Turning it over, the other team takes it down and scores. That can be a deflator for a football team. Now it's up to the offense to get back out on the field and pick things up.
Now, they're out there. We'll see if they can pick those things back up. Flush to his right. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41. Clock now to throw. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Give the sack to Kamoko Toure.
He seemed to have a reasonable amount of time in the pocket, but he couldn't get rid of the football, and the end result, Charles, him on the ground.
Yeah, he's got to keep an internal clock to go along with his offensive line. When you're talking about 3, 4, 5 seconds, that's a reasonable amount of time to expect to deliver the ball downfield. So great to try and complete a pass, but it's equally important to know when to throw the football away, too.
The Charger drive about to get going.
And they were winners the last time they took the field, which was 2 weeks ago. They had the open week last week, so this is a squad that should be really refreshed and ready to roll.
I would agree, because when you get that open week after a victory, it does wonders for everyone. Obviously, your body, get a chance to heal up, but your mind as well. You feel good about winning, so now you can get away from it for a few days, put down the playbook, turn off the film. Just be you. Enjoy that time away, and then you come back ready to go.
And able to use his blockers to get this up over the 40. A sizable gain there, 9 yards as they get it back to a 3rd and 5.
You got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball, because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
Out of the gun, Herbert. And a throw there going to be incomplete.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. Coverage there that forced the incompletion.
On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. And this kick will be touchdown as they spot it inside the 45-yard line. Denver offense at the line, ready to go.
And we're in the middle part of the season where each week starts to become a little more important, and especially this, Charles, being a division matchup.
Yeah, you haven't fired the starter's pistol or rang the bell lap like they do in track and field for the sprint to the finish, but you're starting to eye it, aren't you? You got to pile up those wins, put them in the left-hand column, not the L's in the right-hand column.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Throwing now is Locke. Man open. He's got it complete to Cortland Sutton. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
Locke and Sutton on the connection there for a Denver first down.
Now a play fake, and here's Locke. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
He kind of forced that one there, didn't he? It's almost like he predetermined where he was going to go with the football.
Yeah, he wasn't really going through progressions. He wanted to go to his top guy. You do that against this defense, they'll make you pay, won't they?
Yeah, they certainly will. They react very quickly to the thrown football.
A give to Williams, running right. And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. Pretty good little 2-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or two because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
No escape for Locke, and he'll go down.
Credit the sack to Joey Bosa.
These sacks now, they're starting to pile up, Charles, and that front 7 defensively, they've had their way with this offensive line.
And I think at this stage, we have to start thinking about different play calls. We've got to start helping this quarterback out because the entire game he's been under siege. I don't care what the down and distance. They've got to get the ball out of his hands a lot quicker.
That'll go as a punt of 34 yards that time. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. The Charger drive about to get going. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
Give them 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. Herbert will give this one to Eckler. He'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 23.
Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Here's Herbert. And here is a leaping catch. He pulled it in.
And he is going to have the Chargers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Running on first down, Eckler.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, got to like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
Off the play fake to Eckler, it's Herbert.
He'll buy some time right. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away. The Chargers on third down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. And this is caught. First catch for Keenan Allen.
And he is going to have the Chargers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 34. Herbert.
A throw for Westbrook, but it's intercepted.
Picked off by Kyle Fuller.
So that time the pressure got home just as he was releasing the football and caused the pick.
And what it did was it disrupted that fragile balance of the mechanics of throwing the football. You know, from the footwork to being able to actually throw it downfield. If one piece of that puzzle gets disrupted, it affects the entire chance of success.
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. They'll run out of the gun here. Williams. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. A Bronco first down there, 12 yards on the play. He's obviously a bit of a shorter running back. And sometimes when he goes up the middle like that, he gets lost in there and then he pops out for 10, 20 yards.
I actually asked NFL linebackers if that was true. Do you actually lose sight of some of the smaller running backs? And all of them confirmed that that can be a problem. Think of it this way. 2 of the top running backs in NFL history, Emmitt Smith, Barry Sanders, both 5'10".
That catch good for only a couple.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran it a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Coming up at halftime, we remind you once again that we're going to check in with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL as we reach now, hard to believe, the halfway point of the season. Time flying.
It certainly is. Time to get the sweaters out, my man.
Only a gain of a couple there. That leaves him needing about 7 here on 3rd down. Block going to throw. He's going to launch this thing way downfield.
And this almost intercepted. Not sure he saw the free safety that time. But lucky, incomplete. That'll bring up 4th down. A field goal would tie it, but they want more. They're going for it.
Locked to throw for it on fourth. Escaping the pressure right. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And the Chargers will get the football back in excellent field position. Wiggles free. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Play action. It's Herbert. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
Well, here's where having mobility sometimes can work against you as a quarterback. He thinks he can retreat and outrun the pressure. But that time, they zeroed in on him and took him down for a big loss, partner.
A really big loss. Accepted, of course, and that moves him back 5. After the delay, they're backed up even further for 3rd and long. From the shotgun, here's Herbert. On Herbert, his 3rd interception. Picked off by Kareem Jackson. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. After the turnover, here's Locke. He'll fire one downfield for Fant. And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked off by Michael Davis. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. And they'll indeed start on the ground to run that clock. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down. So we have reached halftime intermission with the visiting Chargers on top. As now we send you out to Orlando and hook back up with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And maybe time for this offense to really hit the reset button. They were shut out in the first half, but still, they're right in this game.
They certainly are. What I like about it is that you actually continue to play. You know, you just find a way to make a few plays yourself, and you noted it. Right there on the border in this game, they're not that far off. Just got to find a play or two, and they could be very happy at that point.
On 2nd down, Williams. And nowhere for him to go again. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10. To throw it is Locke. Open man, that's Noah Fant, the tight end. And he will have a Broncos 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
We often hear the phrase sure-handed tight ends, and he certainly fits into that category. Plus, he's got a quarterback who knows to look his way when they need a big pickup. And on this play, he finds him for the 1st down.
Flushed out right. And he wisely will throw that one away.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
To throw again on second down. Lock. And now another turnover as this one's intercepted.
Picked off by Asante Samuel Jr.
And he brings this one back. It's a pick six and a Charger TD.
Well, it certainly looked to me like he tapped into the quarterback's thought process there. And what I'm hearing more and more when I go around the league, defenders sitting in on quarterback meetings trying to learn more about how they think so they can be in the right position to be in the right spot, as he was there to pick that one off and take it all the way back for a touchdown.
Extra point try now for Vedvik.
And it's no good. It has not been his day. That's the second extra point he's missed so far. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away.
This is taken way up at the 25.
And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership.
Williams going to get it again on second down.
And I think we've got a hold here. It's a 5-yard pickup for the moment. Let's see what our referee says. They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. Now Haskins to throw it.
This one swung out to Williams.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch. I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
Oh, he'll air this one deep for Judy.
Into double coverage, and it's intercepted.
Picked off by Michael Davis.
And they finally put an end to this return, but not before he's all the way down to the 37. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
Bradley Chubb there on the tackle. 2nd and 5.
Back to throw here, Herbert. He's going to look for Allen now on the deep ball. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
And those two just haven't been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect them to have more completions to him in this game.
They had great starting position to begin the drive, but now they look up at a 3rd and 5. Out of the gun, Eckler running it. And he's going to be taken down here, still a couple yards short of the first. 3 yards won't be enough here as that'll bring up 4th down.
Now that was a big-time play by the defense. They as well knew where the first down line was, and they didn't let them get anywhere near it.
If it was sunny, maybe this is a field goal attempt. But with the rain, they're going to go for it on 4th down. They'll run for it with Eckler. And he's able to pick up the first down here before he goes down at the 26. Just a gain of 3, but they'll certainly take it as they convert on 4th down. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. Now it's Herbert. And that throw behind his man. He missed him, incomplete.
Well, you got to think that sooner or later they're going to hit one of those, but the coverage has been excellent thus far, and it was again on the last play.
Here's 2nd and 10.
A shotgun snap for Herbert. He's got Allen. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
They'll go again here from the 10-yard line on 2nd and goal. Once more, here's Eckler. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. It's a pickup of 3, but still a little work to do on 3rd and goal.
Partner, I know we're in a goal-to-go situation, but my goodness, think about running the ball here. Not even a thought, is it?
Defensively, they're in a prime spot.
And I think the defensive guys are probably expressing themselves to them as well. I wouldn't run it here, guys. You might want to try throwing it.
Now, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal.
Now the former 4th-round pick, it's Kalen Ballage. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. 4 yards, that gets him close to the goal line, but it also brings up a 4th and goal. And this one is right through. And the lead extends. It's 15-0. So the turnover leads to points as they add 3 there.
Yeah, what a sequence there, and a nice win for them. They forced the interception, put together a little drive, and then come away with 3 points. Nothing to it, partner. Just do it.
Oh, a good return up past the 30.
And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive.
And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious, because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. He's been quiet today in the passing game, just his 2nd catch.
Yeah, and people have to come up with schemes to limit him, and what a lot of teams do, they'll double him, use a linebacker underneath, a safety over the top. Sometimes they'll just take a corner, maybe their 3rd corner if he's a bigger guy, and put him on a man-to-man to try and limit his touches. Just keep mixing it up, give him different angles, different looks, like a good boxer does.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Now a 10th carry. Here's Williams. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the third quarter of action. 3 quarters have come and gone. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Throwing now, Haskins on first down. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Nasir Adderley. And he'll bring it all the way back just a yard or 2 shy of midfield.
And that pretty much has been the storyline, Charles. This defense, they seem to be one step ahead from the start of the game until now.
And you identified it perfectly, and we can see the frustration that's settling in now. And it's probably been there for a long time, but now it's evident because you can see it in their faces, you can see it in their body language, maybe even a little bit in that play call that ended up maybe closing them out.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Going deep here for Allen.
And this one almost intercepted. Far too loose with the football. Nearly a 4th pick of the ball game.
The Chargers on third down. Not quite 50%. 4 for 9. This is 3rd and 9. Looking to throw. Herbert.
Nowhere to go for Herbert, and he's going to go down.
The sack there by Bradley Chubb. On is the Chargers punter now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He'll send this one into the mile-high air, and it's a good one.
And returning it, here's Hamler. A nice punt, but a good run back as well, 13 yards.
And the Broncos take over, 1st down and 10. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And you're still in this game. I mean, yeah, you haven't scored. Offense obviously has struggled, but you're only 2 scores down, so all hope not lost.
Not at all, because we're talking about the NFL, and teams can score fast in this league. Quick strikes, you're right back in it. You're exactly right. Keeping hope alive.
He's got his big tight end, Fant. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a 1st down. Now it's Haskins. Going right back to Fant. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. 4th quarter, every drive so critical, and you figure may only get one more shot after this, so a touchdown's imperative on this drive.
It is, but you also have to think to yourself in play calling, don't hold anything back. Don't save it for the 2nd touchdown. You got the 1st one for the 2nd one to even matter.
And he's brought to the ground with another 1st down at the Chargers 33. A really nice gain of 25 yards. They go play action with Haskins. And the Chargers rush is going to get there. Down he goes. Jerry Tillery coming right up the gut. Gets in there for a loss of 9. Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on 2nd down. Another try after the 1st down sack. Haskins under pressure, and they got to him again.
Remember, throughout my career here in defensive coaches always say, guys, you've got to earn the right to rush the passer. Well, they put themselves in a great spot with this big lead, and they know they've got to throw the ball.
These pass rushers have to be salivating. It is pin your ears back time indeed.
Oh, this will be incomplete. The rush gets home just as he was letting that go. That could have been worse. Instead, it's 4th down.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. Now they go for it on fourth, but this one is going to wind up incomplete. The Broncos unable to convert here on fourth. And the Chargers will get the football back in excellent field position. This is a counter play. Eckler. And he'll get this into enemy territory, but not by much as he's down to the 48. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. It's Eckler again. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And he is going to have the Chargers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
So it's Charger football as we welcome you back from the 2-minute warning. And you'd have to figure they're just looking to burn these final 2 minutes away and get out of here with a victory. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. He'll get 2 out of that run, and it's going to bring up a 2nd and goal. The line of scrimmage, the 7 now on 2nd and goal. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. It'll be a gain of 5, and it's going to set up a 3rd and goal.
And, Brad, they went to a nickel defense, and that's a surprise this close to the goal line, because ordinarily you use the back end of the end zone, the sidelines as extra defenders, and you want bigger people on the field to try and help against the run.
Trying to punch it in with Eckler.
And Eckler will not get there. Great defense at the point of attack. Going to stop him short of the first down.
Only a yard that time, so now a decision to be made here on 4th and goal. On 4th down, they'll try and run for it. And this time, he is in.
Yes.
Austin Eckler.
His 2nd touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Chargers are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this 4th quarter lead.
Footing always a concern, but the extra point's up and good. And the lead opens up now to 22 points. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
KJ Hamler returning it.
Well, in this one, partner, we had some action all the way down to the final whistle there with the late points and then the kickoff to end it.
Yeah, and the best part about it is just seeing how teams battled all the way to the end, you know. Didn't really matter. Scoreboard was pretty well set, but they still competed until the final whistle.
So for the Chargers, they fall a game under 500 now at 3 up and 4 down. And they'll have another road date next week with the Kansas City Chiefs. Meanwhile, for Denver, they fall 2 games under 500 now at 3 and 5. And they'll try to get back to their winning ways next week as they head to Indianapolis to take on the Colts. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.